Hey guys, today we're taking a look at a whole new type of rifle. This is not an AEG, it's not a gas blowback, it's not a polarstar, it's not an electric blowback. It's a whole new category. So let's open it up, see what's inside, and I think you'll be pretty excited about it. Alright, so just opening the gun, there's really no indication that it's anything but another standard M4, and we know there's a million of those out there. But in fact, this is a whole new thing. So let's see what it comes with before we talk about it. It comes with a manual in very good English. This is one of the thickest manuals I've ever seen. I've briefly looked over this and there's a lot of useful information here, especially on a gun that's a whole new category. You'd actually want to look at this. Usually I'm not a proponent of looking at these, I toss them aside, but on this gun consider checking it out. You get a magazine, shaped like an M4 mag, but it's a proprietary Tippman magazine. As you can see, there's an opening here for a CO2 cartridge. You get a multi-tool. This is for taking off the delta ring and I think the buffer tube and some other stuff. Really good to have if you're planning on customizing the gun or for maintenance and upkeep. You also get a bag of tools. It's got some Allen wrenches here, the adapter to go to HPA. You have some shorter rail pieces, which is nice because it looks like this rail is modular, but I'm gonna have to look at that closer to see if that's true. So you have 4 short rail pieces and a bunch of tools, as well as oil for the internal maintenance and conversions. And of course the gun, which from the outside looks like an M4 as you'd want it to if you're buying an airsoft gun. And that's it. Let's talk about the gun now. Alright, so I popped open the goodie bag just to see what's inside there. Like I said, Allen wrenches. You got a couple more Allen screws in case you lose some, I guess. Adapter tools to go to HPA from CO2 and vice versa. And you have some rail segments here to replace these longer ones, which is nice. That means the rail is modular. And looks like, just looking at it, there's also options for 45-degree turns as well. So you have 8 total angles you could put the rails on. Really cool feature. You have some oil here and some grease for the internals. As you can tell, the gun is based on your traditional M4. In the airsoft world, there's more M4s than there's players. So there's nothing really spectacular about the gun just on its own merits looking at it. But don't let that fool you. So the first unique thing about this gun is made in the USA. That's very unusual for an airsoft gun. In fact, who knows, it might be the first. Typically stuff's made in Japan, China, Taiwan, stuff like that. So something made in the USA, it's pretty much unheard of. But the reason you should care and be excited about this gun is because of the way it operates. Now, it's called a low energy air gun by Tippman. So what does that mean? Well, in its current form, it's sort of a gas blowback. You have this CO2 magazine, which is unique in its own because most guns are green gas, but there are a few CO2 mags. That part we've seen before. The nice thing is this magazine holds 80 rounds and a CO2 cartridge, which hopefully will give you a little more kick if it's anything like airsoft pistols. And 80 rounds for a gas blowback, it's pretty much unheard of. Usually you top out at about 40 on an M4 type platform. But where this gun shines is that it's capable of being converted to an high pressure air or CO2 system coming out of stock. Now you've probably seen this stuff on Polarstars, that's nothing new there. But what this gun has that a Polarstar doesn't is that it has recoil. I'm a big proponent of that sort of stuff because the reason we like airsoft is for the realism, and stuff like Polarstars and even electric guns, they look great, they function well, but you lose the realism. No recoil, no reason to operate the charging handle. So I think anything that adds to the realism in airsoft is a plus, or anything that takes away is a minus, in my opinion. What I don't like is running lines out of the gun, because again, that takes away from the realism. But for something this cool, where you could have air fed, so you get the recoil, you get the reliability, you get the quick trigger, all that good stuff about gas-powered guns. But you could use standard M4 high cap, mid cap magazines up front. That sort of makes it the best of all worlds. How well it actually does any of these things is to be determined, but the concept is really great. And this is not a whole new concept out of the blue. There's been stuff called Daytona Guns, which do the same thing, but you usually start off with an electric gun as a donor, then you drop in the system, and it has to be done by a tech, and there's custom fitting to get the gearbox in. So it becomes really expensive really quick, upwards of $1,000, I think, pretty quickly. This is around $450, as is 2U with everything you need to start shooting. The plus on the Daytona guns is that they're capable of being put into different types of guns. So you could have a AK or an AR or even a SAW. But this right now is just an M4. But that's a nice platform to build on, and hopefully if this is popular and as great as it's been hyped up to be, Tippman will make new models. Alright, so that's kind of overview of the gun, what it comes with and sort of how it's supposed to function. I haven't even shot this gun yet as I'm doing this unboxing, so I'm talking simply conceptual here. But don't worry, there'll be plenty of shooting videos, comparisons, all that good stuff, and hopefully gameplay soon. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe. But let's look at some of the features of the gun. So as I mentioned, it comes with these extra rail pieces, which is nice in case you want that modular rail. It's sort of like the whole key mod craze that's going around, but these are connected with Allen screws, so I'm not sure. It looks like you probably have to take down the hand guard to adjust how these go on, because these are not threaded, so I'm not sure what the receiving end of the screw would be. But that's a real big plus. It is plastic, the front end, and it's a little wobbly, so I wouldn't put anything super precise. But again, this is Airsoft, and nothing's that precise in Airsoft anyway, so even if you put an optic out here, moving it 1/10 of a degree left or right, it's not going to really throw off your aim that much. So it comes with flip-up sights. They're styled after the Magpul M-Bus sights, I believe. They certainly look that way. It looks like the front and the back are both adjustable for windage and elevation. Again, not a big, huge plus in Airsoft. It's not that accurate. I'm probably going to put an optic on here anyway, so it's a nice touch. It's got all your standard M4 operation, like the fire selector here, safe, semi-auto, really positive clicks, and that's a huge plus for me. I hate wobbly fire selectors that don't go and don't stick. It's got a two-way sling mount right here on the buffer, which is typically an aftermarket part, but this gun comes with it pre-installed. A really big plus again. Standard M4 grip. I don't like the nubby grip, but that's not Tippman's fault. That's Armalite's fault, I guess. Mag release here. And inside you can see there's a thing to receive the CO2 cartridge from the magazine. This will be removed when you switch to the HBA system. Comes with an adjustable stock, which is pretty crappy, I have to say. It has very clumsy clicking, but I can't move it right now. But I'm probably going to swap this out for an aftermarket stock anyway, so no big deal. The front and back of the gun are supposed to be compatible with real AR stuff, which is nice because usually that's where you end up upgrading stuff, is the stock, the forend, maybe the barrel, flash hider, all that stuff. The body is pretty proprietary. I don't think anything inside is really compatible with any Airsoft stuff out there. Not a big deal to me because this gun is very adjustable right out of the box. So to adjust it, here's your hop-up adjustment here. It's an Allen screw, so both the plus and the minus. The negative part is you have to have a tool out in the field when you're adjusting the hop-up. But the nice thing is once you dial it in, it'll probably never move, and you'll have a very consistent hop-up. Now you could also adjust the FPS and the rate of fire on this gun, which is another huge plus, because my pet peeve is these 420 FPS guns out of the box that I can't use anywhere. So this gun you could use outdoors, get it up to 400, go indoors, turn it down below 350. Great, lots of adjustability, always a huge plus, makes your gun much more versatile and makes it a better investment if you play a lot of different fields. So to adjust those, you have to pop this pin out. Make sure the gun's not cocked, because you can see when it's cocked, nothing's happening. But when you drop it, it pops open. So down here, there's a screw to adjust the feet per second, and I believe this is the screw to adjust the rate of fire. I believe as it ships from the factory, everything is at its lowest. It's hard to tell how the recoil is by just holding the gun, but what you could do is you could cock it and then dry fire. You can feel there's a little bit of movement, and that's just the bolt going forward. So when you're shooting, you're going to have it going forward and back. The operation doesn't seem overly realistic. The bolt lock seems to have no function, at least in dry fire mode. The fire selector can be engaged whether the gun is cocked or not, which is not realistic. You should not be able to put the safety on if the gun's not cocked. However, it still has the need for the gun to be cocked. I don't think it will fire if it's not cocked. So sort of the reliability of a polarstar, hopefully, the compatibility of an electric gun with the magazines and the accessories, and the recoil of a gas blowback gun. Alright, so that's sort of what comes with the gun and how it's intended to function, some of the features. But none of this stuff obviously matters if we go to shoot the gun and the BB rolls out of the front barrel or the mag spills all its gas everywhere. So let's shoot it with this pre-packaged CO2 magazine, and we'll see how it does right out of the factory, what Tippman created here before we start messing with it. And hopefully it'll be as great as it's been hyped up. I'm really excited about this gun. I hope it's great, but let's shoot it, and I think you'll get a better idea of just how this gun is.